Welcome, and
Welcome
to the DNA Sportscast.
Thanks for tuning in again, everyone. And let's talk Premier League, mate.
Talk Premier League. A lot of stuff's happened.
I know, man.
A lot of transfers, a lot of games.
It's all happening after the World Cup. I think, now that things are a bit settled, I think, it's a good time to sort of look into what's happening, I guess, on the transfer front, and potentially see like who's out there and where that would be a good fit. Chelsea had some big news this week.
Chelsea had some huge news.
Massive news.
They started twerking for a man named Mudryk, who was twerking for another team.
Twerking.
Yeah.
I heard you. We were chatting before, and I thought you mispronounced like tweeting, and I'm like,
No,
what's twerking?
No. It means Arsenal. Sorry,
like making that booty shake.
Mudryk was.
He was popping his
yeah.
ass,
He was trying to get Arsenal's attention, and then all of a sudden, now Chelsea is voting for him. Yeah. Honestly,
he's backing it up for Arsenal. He was backing it up for Arsenal, and then
Yeah.
you saw Chelsea walk in the room, and he's like, "Oh, nah, that's more like it."
So I've heard a couple of different things. I've heard one source says that Arsenal and Chelsea put in equal, dead even bids. Another said Chelsea put in an extra 5 mil. But I think there's a lot of political things that go into it, Chelsea agreed to play a friendly against Shakhtar once they gain once the war dies off and they get control of Ukraine back. Then they're gonna.
It looks like that game's never gonna be played.
Yeah.
Honestly, man.
And the Shakhtar president pledged 25 million euros to the war effort in Ukraine when the deal went through. So I don't know, and I think I saw Chelsea pledge an extra 5 million. I don't. It's
the clauses in these contracts these days, man. What the hell, bro? It's like there's. When did politics become involved with football? That's what I was wondering about this whole transfer saga. I get it.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's short. I don't know. That's why I was like, I don't really want to entertain it, but it's like, I guess it's a part of football now, and it's annoying because it's like, Mudryk, it could have easily have fit in at Arsenal, but the competition would have been stiff, hey, for him.
Yeah. That's the problem from a playing perspective. He chose Chelsea because I understand from a player's point of view why you'd choose Chelsea. Because one, you're going to get in the starting lineup pretty much straight away. Two, you're probably getting more money because, I don't know the figures, but he's got an 8.5 year contract at Chelsea, whereas I don't know what Arsenal would have offered him, but it probably wasn't that long, probably wasn't as much money, and obviously at Arsenal, you're not going straight into the starting lineup. Martinelli got that spot on lock, and you're going to be competing with him for the next few years.
That's some NBA style contract, man. It's
Legit.
just nuts, bro.
Legit.
I don't know how much. Do you have any idea how much they're paying him a week?
No idea.
It's obviously going to be top end, be 300 plus.
Yeah.
At 200.
I don't think
around.
200.
200 around
Yeah.
there. But seeming, I don't know if it's a smart decision on his behalf, because if his stock goes up and he's locked into a contract, he's gonna get Scottie Pippen, mate. So seriously, man, Scott Pippen, he signed a 10-year, 9-year deal, whatever it was, for all money, and he generated all this money for Bulls, and at the end of the day, Mudryk he's chasing the money. Obviously, this saga proved, because he ended up at Chelsea instead of Arsenal after all that ordeal. But yeah.
Well, it turns out the reason we made the deal 8.5 years long was due to a word called amortization, which is spreading the transfer fee over that whole length of the deal. So they've let me just make this straight. It was the deal we didn't pay Shakhtar 100 million, right?
Yeah.
We paid them 70 million up front, and the 30 million is add-ons if we win Premier League, Champions League, whatever, and
which in 8 years
if he helps us do that, fair play, pay it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say he's a monumental flop. Let's say hypothetically, 70 mil isn't the worst we've seen.
These days,
we've seen
70 mil is
you've seen too well
Oh, yeah.
about a certain man called Eden Hazard. You know, how much did Real pay for him? It was over 100 and what?
At first, it seemed about 100 mil, but then after a bunch of add-ons, because they kept winning the damn Champions
League, even playing, brother.
league, because they kept winning trophies, they had to keep paying us money.
Well, because
it ended up with 160, 180 all up. It's nuts.
See, it's not going to be as bad as that. No. You know what I mean?
Look,
so at the end of the day,
million. What was Sancho? 85.
Hang on a second.
No. Sorry, I don't want to come at United.
Hang on a second.
You've also got Havertz, 85. You know, and he won the Champions League, but he's living off that goal.
He really is, man. And you guys are really giving him the benefit of the doubt, bro. But I'm telling you, I've been saying it all season, bro, about him. He's so underwhelming. It's not funny. I've been saying it the whole time.
He did score against Crystal Palace. He scored the winning goal. But when I tell you, other than that goal, he was pulling a Lukaku. He had the touch of a donkey. He couldn't do nothing, bro. Honestly, it was rough. It was so rough.
Same gets me every time, bro. So anyway, touch of something else as well. I'm not going to say it. Don't want to get banned.
What else?
Very rough touch, the both of them. Yeah. But look, with Havertz, don't worry. I think potentially with another player coming in, same sizable sort of fee as him. I think that might kickstart him too, man. Because at the end of the day, if he doesn't start, he's 100% not playing. He's not going to play. I'm telling you. Like I said, he's been underwhelming for a while now. Since even the season where Tuchel came in, he played really well. But I think he only played well in that part, the last half of the season.
He plays like that's it. It's true.
And that was it. Because
I know you talk about it's not his preferred position at striker, and which is true, but he still should be playing a bit better than this.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, he should be the talent they have, and like if you're playing as a centre forward, he knows his role. He knows what he needs to do in order to really do well in that position. Create space. Drop back, allow wingers to drop in behind. Run in behind. But it just seems like he's obviously just not active enough. I think I don't know. It just seems like sometimes he goes a bit limp. So.
It's crazy
with Havertz,
it's crazy thing. He's the one. He scored the last goal, which was a winner. So like, how can he be the problem if he's scoring? But we've seen that all too many times.
No, but
we've seen that all too many times.
The scoreline isn't the only telling factor at the end of the day. Like I said about United, before the 3 goals started coming in, like the last few games, with the exception of the Palace game, I felt like in regards to that, United just I think just a lot. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So with the word amortization, I just want to define that for you all. It's paying off the transfer sum over the length of the contract. So that's the reason why teams like Manchester United can't sell Harry Maguire just yet, because it actually will cost them probably more than they'll even get for him. Because if you sign him for 80 million, right? On how long was the deal?
Honestly, I don't pay attention. Like in terms of Maguire, I don't pay attention.
So basically, that 80 mil fee gets split up over the length of the contract, and if they sell him halfway through, then they're going to have to pay a 40 million fee up front when they sell him.
I get that.
That's how these teams get around financial fair play. That's why it's
risky though.
It's risky. You got Kepa Arrizabalaga. He was 80 million.
Yeah,
he was. It was on a 7-year deal. That's why we haven't been able to sell him, because if we sell him, big lot of money gone.
And there's a lot, and his value sort of is attached to the amount of time he has left on his contract as well. So if someone's locked in for 5 years and he's Arrizabalaga, you're not gonna give him the money that Chelsea want. You know what I mean? So
no.
I think that it's proven to be a pretty
risky one.
Strategy. I mean,
we did it recently.
That's with proven commodities, in terms in football sense. Like if you know that this player is going to be great for the next 8 years, sure, no worries, have a good one. Like if I get a guarantee of that, great, but there's no guarantee of that ever. So it's like, I get it, it's a business, it needs to be run a certain way, but it's just Chelsea. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get this all-star 11 in play. I see that. It's just, I really hope it all works out. It all fits perfectly. Because if it doesn't fit perfectly and there's one little thing out, I'm telling you now, bro, you're gonna have to start again. It's just what happens sometimes. True. Like our for example, the United, when it comes May time, we haven't won the Premier League in 10 years, right?
Yeah.
And we've always had one position that was always proven to be our Achilles heel. I'm not saying a particular position is going to be a weakness of Chelsea's if through this strategy they're using, but all I'm saying is one position can make all the difference. And us, United not having a solid CDM for so long, had costed us. And now we've got Casemiro, and you just see it's all clicked. So we got everything else right. I feel like our youth wise, in terms of the graduates coming through. And, we've brought in some okay players, but again, there's always room for improvement. All I'm saying again is that you guys, it's going to be a while. I just hope you guys really have you crossed your T's, dotted your I's, because if you haven't, it's a long way back to the top sometimes. But Blues are usually pretty good at it.
Yeah. Well, we also did a similar thing with Benoit Badiashile. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
We'll get there.
He's on a 7-year deal.
Okay. Yep.
Right, and it's going to be interesting because Bowie seems like he wants a complete squad overhaul. The team we see next season could be very different.
Absolutely.
We could see if Felix becomes permanent, possibly you could see a front line of Mudryk, Felix, and Kunku, because he's coming as well, don't forget.
So that's a whole
new front line. Yeah. And then I don't know what happens in the midfield. If we play like a 4-3-3, then you could do a Mount, Caicedo, and Kovacic,
sure.
Because Caicedo's linked as well, apparently 60 to 70 mil. Which is a lot. Dude, a lot.
You've already spent, for nearly $500 million?
Yeah. Well, that's who we're looking at. Well, Arsenal are actually looking at...
it's not $500 million. That's ridiculous. I can't be that.
Arsenal's looking at Declan Rice.
Well, Declan Rice is looking to... I'm not surprised.
I think his stocks have gone down a slight bit because of the struggle West Ham has been in this season. So the fee that I saw written down was 80 million, which is
a fucking bargain compared to what they were evaluating him. It was like over 100 previously. So they stuffed up holding on to him for too long. I reckon they could have sold him and bought another 3 great squad players, and they wouldn't be in the mess they're in now. Honestly, they could have gone out and bought but like they ask. I'm not going to say they don't ask a lot out of Rice, but he's dispensable. But but saying that, he's a major big puzzle piece for any title contending side. He's a major puzzle piece because he just allows players to relax a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we've also got some outgoings for Chelsea that'll look like not just yet, but very soon. This year will probably be the last. We got Jorginho and Kante running out of contract.
Yeah.
I think Jorginho's done. He's not getting another contract. I'm pretty sure he wants to go as well. I'm pretty sure I heard he's something along the lines of he's counting down the days before he can leave. That's what I saw. But
this guy's got probably like an advent calendar to the day. Day. Gives himself a chocolate every day. It's all right. You'll get through this. You'll get through this, bro.
Yeah, Kante. He's our highest paid player, and you can't have your highest paid player be injured 95% of the season. So
you gotta get rid of him.
He's got to go. Then you've got Silva running out of contract as well, but he needs another year. This guy is 38 years old and he's carrying our team. When I tell you he's out, he was against Palace. He saved us 20 times in defense. Yeah, he almost put an amazing strike in. Honestly, different gravy, that guy.
Different gravy. That's the way to put it.
You've also got. It looks like Ziyech is on his way out. I saw links with Newcastle, but personally, I don't see it.
Yeah, I think he leaves England. I don't think he stays.
I think an AC Milan for him.
Sexy little Italian team. I reckon for sure. Yeah, because
this looks right.
He's really Hang on. Oh,
no, you got.
Oh no! This rogue shout already. Rogue shout.
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna say. Oh no! That's not what I was going to say.
Link up with Eric again, brother. Link up with Eric again. You know, you saw his best football under him. Why not? We'll come in. You want to get rid of him? Here's 10 mil.
I've got a better idea. 10 mil.
He's 15 mil.
No. We're cashing in on this World Cup form. All right.
Nah, that's what I mean. I mean, 100%. He's leaving England.
I have a rogue shout.
Go for it.
Atletico Madrid.
Well, they just
is a little bit of
Memphis,
leverage,
man.
as a little bit of leverage to bring Felix back on permanent.
It's not a bad
idea. But
it's probably in the works, man. Potentially
possible. And then you
potentially,
got
100%. You know, bro, I'm telling you now, man. Whatever's gonna happen has been decided. I think already.
Possibly,
in terms of Felix, either Felix wants to stay in England already, or he's always thought like, I'm just gonna wait for Simeone to go. I'm gonna just go back to Atletico because just, like I said, they just signed. By the way, Atletico just signed Memphis for $3 million.
That's nuts.
$3 million.
Which I'm hoping means Aubameyang's going back to Barcelona now.
Yeah, maybe since it's freed up some room. Sorry, I know we're getting a little distracted. Going on a tangent there.
That's right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Who else is leaving? Pulisic, maybe.
Nah, I don't know. Pulisic should stay around. I think he's still got the best to see from him.
Well, here's a problem. Mudryk wasn't even on the radar until Felix got his red card. Pulisic and Sterling went off injured in the space of 10 minutes against City, and then all of a sudden,
we need someone.
Mudryk's in.
Yeah, we need. No, it's crazy. 10 minutes of football can change the whole club. How nuts is it, man? How nuts is it? And that wasn't even like a.
Well, it was
90th to 80th
two.
to 90th.
It was the two injuries, right? Against City, Sterling and Pulisic both going off injured. Then 2 games, I think 1 game later or 2 games later, we signed Felix. Goes red card in first game, 3-game suspension. Now Mudryk.
Was that 3 games?
3 games. He's out for.
That's not that was not a 3-game challenge.
Well, it was a straight red. That's why.
No, but you don't get automatically 3.
Yeah, you do. Oh, I mean, you can challenge it, but it wasn't a great.
It depends on the severity of the tackle and whatnot. Yeah, studs up. I get it. Yeah. Pretty dangly looking legs, but I don't know, man. He wasn't. Yeah, maybe. Actually, now I think about it, I don't know. I just feel like, Felix was excited. He didn't mean anything by that tackle. I don't think he was just excited. He wanted to get stuck in.
Yeah, he lost the ball and then he got a bit excited trying to get it back. He
was running around like a kid just before it.
He did look, promising, to be honest with you. That first half, first
really
part of that
good,
game, he looked pretty promising.
He looked really good. There were some shit moments, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have that your first game. You're gonna have both really good and really bad moments, man.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick overview of what I think Mudryk will bring to Chelsea. I think he's going to be playing on that left wing, which is interesting because I don't know where Sterling's going to go when he comes back.
What do you mean? He's going to be warming that bench like a good boy, like he always has been at Chelsea.
It's
useless.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see who starts, who doesn't when everyone's fit. But Mudryk is a very explosive, acceleration fast player. I've got a stat here for you. He's equal first in the Champions League this season with Dembele as the fastest clocked player at 36.6 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
So
it's nearly a ticket.
Yeah, nearly.
Zone, yeah. Anyway, that's not bad at all.
That's faster than Mbappe, right?
Okay.
And it's the acceleration, the explosiveness, the directness. So you've got. I'll try and.
You don't. No. That's exactly what you're lacking. I know exactly.
Yeah. I'll try and relate it to a sort of like United in the sense that you got Sancho, who's gonna kind of dribble around. He's not gonna attack players, but then you've got like Rashford and Garnacho, who's gonna run at them, try and beat the man. That's the type of player Mudryk is. He's gonna get the ball. He's gonna run at them because that's the type of thing he's always done at Shakhtar.
Yeah,
but. The problem I have is he's only been doing that at Shakhtar for less than a year.
So it's nuts.
And I don't know if he starts against Liverpool because they've actually, the Ukrainian league's been on a break for about 2 months now. So he hasn't actually played for about a full 90 for about 2 months.
No way.
He'll probably come off the bench maybe. I don't
know. Yeah, a couple of games.
I don't see him getting.
If he does, then that's when you should be worried because that's when Potter's like, "Fuck, I need this to work."
Well, problem is, If he doesn't start, who starts? Mount Havertz, Chukwuemeka.
Mount on a wing, man. Seriously, just chuck him on a wing.
Don't
worry about him in
Mount
the mid.
and Havertz.
I know you're struggling in midfielders too, but it's like, what else can you do?
Yeah. It's true.
What else can you do? Seriously.
But he looks like Mudryk looks like very, very determined, very confident, very hard-working.
Yeah.
Right? He's always in the gym, he's working on this, working on that. I heard his goal that he's working towards is the Ballon d'Or, which a lot of players say.
Of course,
but
man. That makes sense.
Yeah, the determination looks good. He's good. The only thing apparently he needs to work on that I can see is his passing. He can be a bit selfish at times. He can take the ball, run at defender, which you do need that. But then maybe he needs to work on his passing a little bit. Apparently his shooting's very good. His finishing's very good. He's 2-footed as well, which is something a lot of players lack.
Yeah.
Not looking at your club, but a lot of players lack.
Have you noticed it? Have you noticed? Yeah. It's pretty bad, I know. And don't get me started. Anyway, yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
We could have another 3 goals each game. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
But, well, the only problem that I think comes with this type of player is a possible ego.
Yeah, but...
Possible,
bro,
because
Eden Hazard was the same, man. In terms of, it sounds like what you're explaining to me is just not another Hazard, but I think Hazard would be a better dribbler for sure. But when I say in terms of personality, in terms of flair, I think he probably offers the same thing as him. But I'm just his passing. He's probably not great at it because he probably doesn't do it. Yeah, like you said, he doesn't do it much. And why would you do it in the Ukrainian league when you can just rip a defender and just run through him? You know, so that'll definitely be the difference between him and people he's contesting against. So let's see how quickly he can, because he's gonna have to under Potter. He's gonna have to. So
I'll give you this. At Shakhtar he played in a 4-1-4-1, so he was more of a wide midfielder than a winger.
Yeah.
So his defensive work rate's actually not an issue.
It shouldn't be an issue. Definitely shouldn't be. But go on.
He's apparently a big game player. He in the Champions League played against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And at the Bernabeu, when he got subbed off, he got a standing ovation from the crowd for the performance he put in.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well,
so he's very, very exciting. The sample size is not very big. But
no, not at all. That's a good Yeah, it's not.
I keep seeing everyone say, 100 million is too much, 100 million too much. It's 70 million, first of all, which is still a lot. But if it does go up to 100 million, then he's playing well, then it's fair enough.
It's all good. Yeah, once it gets to 100, you'd be laughing anyway. So, let's...
Chelsea have a track record of stealing players from other London teams. Willian,
where was he going to go?
Willian was going to go to Tottenham. He was, when I tell you, I'm pretty sure he was at Tottenham Stadium doing the medical. Got the call from Chelsea.
Shut up.
No. So he finished his medical, but he finished his medical, but he hadn't signed the contract.
Dirty dog.
After he did the medical, he went back to the apartment, got the call from Chelsea, went straight to Chelsea's ground, did the medical, signed the contract. And I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure, Oscar did a very similar thing to Tottenham as well.
These Brazilians, bro, no shame at all, bro, at all. But look, man, I would do the same thing if I'm honest. I would do the same thing if I had the choice between the two. Yeah, I'm going to Chelsea, not Tottenham. No chance. I'm not going to Tottenham. You see, what they've had like a generational talent in Kane come through, and they've done nothing. They've literally not won a single thing apart from the Audi Cup.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
Like, I shouldn't even know what the Audi Cup is, but I do because of Tottenham.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, man, you're just a meme club, and that's what's going to happen. And all your in terms of Tottenham and your transfers, no, I don't think. Conte is a bit stuck now, and he's like, "What the fuck do I do here?"
Yeah.
I've got great players. They just don't want to play for me. I don't know what it is, but I said, so if Tottenham can't make Kane work, then I don't blame an Oscar or a Willian for. Obviously, it happened before the fact, but they knew what was up.
Nah, yeah. Well, we'll talk a bit more about Tottenham when we get to the North London derby review.
Huge. Let's do. Yeah, we'll do.
We'll do that soon. More transfers we can talk about. We've got Garang Kuhl.
Went to
Popped up at
Hearts.
Newcastle and got his loan move to Hearts in Scotland.
Yeah.
Hoping he's going to hit the ground running there and get going and maybe come back to the Premier League and get some game time there.
A few Aussies in that team too, so I think that'll be good for him.
I know there's a lot of Newcastle fans that are actually really excited about this kid.
What?
I
thought Aussie media was just hyping him up, but yeah, I've seen a little bit more than just Aussies hyping him up. I don't know.
Yeah. So Newcastle fans are getting a bit excited.
Can you imagine?
And I was a bit like,
imagine if you finished the opportunity at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, bro.
Imagine that.
Oh
my
god, bro, that would have been just unreal. That would have sent
that changes
Australian frenzy. Newcastle supporters would be going nuts. Oh my god, who is this kid?
Yeah,
we got him for nothing. Let's have a. It was like under $1 million, wasn't it?
It was like 500K.
Yeah, from Mariners. Anyway.
Yeah. Well,
he's just let's
in other news, you said Depay,
Memphis
to Atletico.
Yeah, man.
Interesting. Barcelona's looking like good as well. They just beat Real Madrid in the
top of the league then.
In the cup final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, cool.
3-1 dominant display. Pedri and Gavi are ridiculous. The second coming of Xavi and Iniesta. I'm not even exaggerating. It's ridiculous.
And you know what? I think there's just so many similarities between the two pairs, in terms of their ages, in terms of where they play, and like
they're literally getting coached by Xavi as well.
It's crazy, man. It's just nuts.
They're coming good. Yeah, Barcelona's finally coming good, I think. And yeah, Depay's out the door. He's gone to Atletico. Atletico looks different. Felix is out. Depay's in. You got Morata's still up front. Morata's good,
Yeah, he's better. He's better elsewhere. That's for certain.
Yeah,
he's better elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, speaking of number 9s, Victor Osimhen.
From Napoli.
Napoli's flying.
Absolutely killing it, bro. They fucking dealt a lesson to you,
demolished Juventus.
Jeez Louise, mate. But they're flying. They've got a good squad, man.
They've got a great squad.
I'd love a piece of that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Victor Osimhen, he's top 3 strikers in the world right now.
He's juicy, mate. He's juicy.
Yeah.
He's bro, seeing that game, he's just scary. It's like a more agile Lukaku who can actually move.
Spot on.
Yeah, like I said, he can jump nicely. His positioning's great. He can read the ball flight well. He can shoot well. He's just such a unbelievable forward, man.
Yeah.
He's got pace. Like, he can play you wouldn't play him on the wings, but if you need him to, you could,
Yeah. I remember when he moved to Napoli from Ligue 1 for 80-something million, and everyone was like, who's this guy? Who's this guy? And it took him a couple of seasons to warm up, and now he's killing it. Yeah, it's actually ridiculous.
So in saying that, do you see Napoli getting rid of him then? If they paid that much? Yeah, surely a club would have to pay over 100
to 150 mil.
Yeah,
I think you could see United getting him. You could see a Chelsea getting him. I
think we will start getting interested in him once we see how Van Horst goes. I'm really happy that we acquired him, and it's gonna allow for some players like Rashi to get rested a bit. I think that was not the main reason, but in terms of we lost Ronaldo, so we need someone else in. We know that having a player like a tall player that's an aerial threat that's good with the ball. We'll see that how well it's going to do for us. Yeah, the Palace game wasn't a great indicator because it's his first game in for Van Horst, but yeah, I feel like after that we're gonna see that Osimhen. I think we'll go for him for sure.
So I got a quick question for you.
Go ahead, mate. Shoot.
At Manchester United, would you prefer Osimhen or Harry Kane?
Well, with Kane, he's proven, like I've mentioned.
Yeah.
Just wrong place he's at. But at the moment, United, in terms of the direction we're going in, we need to build towards our future, like medium future. I think Kane is just a short-term fix. But Osimhen is definitely a long-term. He's 24?
Yeah.
He's still got so many years left. It's not even at his peak yet, and he's already looked like an animal. think he's over 10 goals this season, few assists. I know you got to give credit to Napoli and how they're playing, but
I'm pretty
for
sure
what I saw,
top goal scorer, I think, in the Serie A.
So
I'll let you know in just 1 second.
it's not even just the stats; it's just what I see when I look at him play. He's just an animal, and he's got a lot of attacking threat, and Harry Kane does too, 100%. When he's on his A game, he's amazing. It's crazy, but I don't know about the inconsistencies in Osimhen. So, to what I know, I'd be backing. I'll be going for Osimhen, I think. I think next, if it was to be next window, if it was this window, sure, I'd get him any window. But I don't think I'd feel comfortable getting him this window. I think let's see how he goes for the rest of the season. But more likely than not, Napoli's going to win the title. And yeah, I feel like Osimhen is going to become just a whole more confident player all around as well. So they'll do a world of wonder for him and his progress as a player as well.
Yeah. Well, I've got it here for you. Victor Osimhen, top goal scorer, 12 goals.
12 goals.
With Turo Martinez close behind it with 9. And then you've got goals and assists, goal contributions. He is top as well. Osimhen, 15.
So yeah,
and as well,
3 assists.
Yeah, and then
12, yeah.
Second for goal contributions is, I'm going to butcher this, Napoli winger, Kvaratskhelia.
Is that bro?
I don't know, man.
Get it.
There,
Just stop, bro. Just not you.
Kvaratskhelia.
Not you. I'm talking about.
Well, he's
you.
on 14, so he's killing it as well.
Yeah. So yeah, that team is well oiled, but like I said, it's not just the numbers there that impress me. It is just look him up. Just watch 5 minutes of him.
It's when you watch.
It's scary.
When you watch him.
It's a fucking
huge
freight train.
Yeah, he's huge. He's huge. He's fast. He's powerful.
Dude, he's like, and he's got blonde hair, so he just looks like this big fucking, I don't know, buzzing bee just galloping. I can't even like put to words this specimen.
Yeah,
he looks like he was made in a lab in terms of like seeing how he walks and it goes around the pitch. So it's really good. I love seeing it. You love seeing that raw talent like a Haaland. You know what I mean? When it's just like, oh my god, what can't this guy do? Keep pushing the boundaries. Keep doing. Keep being different. You know what I mean? Keep pushing your limits. Keep striving for the greatness, and that's what these boys are doing. These big strikers, and they know that there is definitely a need for those sorts of players. So I think a lot of players now understand the benchmark they need to be at, and I think that's why we're going to start seeing a lot more of these tall, agile forwards as well. So yeah. I think that's where I think Osimhen has over Kane. He's a bit more agile than him too, but Kane is a complete forward in regards to his finishing, and you know his passing is just out of this world. Kane, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to take anything away. He's world class. Yeah, like at the end of the day, he's just he's just copped what Shearer copped at Newcastle. It's like, you know, he's just such an amazing player, but couldn't really get much done there. So he was at Blackburn, obviously, but different. But yeah. So it's just sad. It's just sad to see a career wither away like that.
Yeah. Well, I've got another question for you, speaking of number 9s.
Sure.
At City, if Kane was at City, 1, does Kane have more goals than Haaland? 2, is City doing better as a team?
I honestly think I was probably just as frightened. Nah, I'd be more frightened with Haaland, but there was a certain level of fear for me when thinking about Kane at City. I think they would have been unstoppable in another way. You know what I mean? He would have just further just allowed those wingers to get in the game so much more. And just, dude, I think that would have allowed everyone to be in. And I think City fucked up not signing him, if I'm honest. I get Haaland is amazing, but he's not the same forward as what Kane is. The two different impacts altogether. One being a target man. Kane is still a target man, but he can still fucking pass. He can still put in that last pass.
Kane drops deep, links up play, whereas, yeah.
So like I was saying, like, I'm not against Kane at all. I love him as a player. He's just phenomenal to see. But yeah, if I was to choose between, with Kane, I feel like, yeah, I think he should have gone City, But City fucked up. City just fucked up. I don't know. Kane tried forcing it. I don't know what happened there. I think they must have had different ideas.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. I think Haaland's. I think if Kane was at City, he doesn't have as many goals as Haaland, but I think they're just playing better as a team altogether because that's what they're lacking. They just look like. I don't know. City just look like they're struggling. Like
they do.
The whole formation's changed up. All the not the formation. Sorry, the tactics all changed up because now that they have a number 9, it's different.
I'm calling it. De Bruyne is playing like shit.
He's dog shit.
I said it last week, bro.
Yeah.
I said it last week. I said since the World Cup, he's terrible.
Bro, De Bruyne.
I'm telling you, he's one of the main reasons why they're playing terribly.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, he's not
dodgy.
working hard enough. Exactly right, 100%. And yeah, I feel like they're poor defense. They're copying a lot. They've copped a lot of pressure in that back line. They've done really well. I think you can see it in Ake now. He looks very tired, man. He was playing against us. He looked very tired anyway. I can't wait to talk about that. Oh my God, I can't wait to talk about that game. But
let's just talk about it now.
No. We'll talk about it in the other part. With the results, I think.
But
preview.
Yeah, City's just looking off the pace. Haaland hasn't scored since the World Cup resumed. Sorry, since the World Cup ended.
Yeah,
he hasn't scored.
Said. I was laughing at a video.
Yeah.
So anyway,
he hasn't scored this year. Haaland hasn't scored this year, and that's down to there's no delivery from De Bruyne, Foden. Mahrez has been good, but he's been scoring the goals.
He's been so good, but he's been scoring. Exactly.
Yeah. So. He's been sort of one-man show, and I think the other downfall
Silva's shit too.
Yeah,
oh my God,
I'll tell you what the problem is.
Rodri looked like shit against. Anyway, keep going.
Pep Guardiola overthinking it as per usual. The whole defense, the whole defense is just different all the time. Like he's got this obsession with having a left-footed. Left centre back. That's why Ake is playing every single damn game, right? And then you've got Ake and Akanji. Where, a few of them injured. Stones is injured, otherwise he'd be starting. And then you've got Diaz and Laporte. I want to say they're injured.
Yeah, you'd say so.
But
Diaz 100%.
I think just
might be coming back. Laporte. I think you're right.
Yeah, the whole backline is just it's very shaky. And then that's the thing is. In previous years, you'd say, we're playing City, we're not really going to get any chances. They're going to have everything the whole time. Whereas it doesn't matter who they're playing now. The other team's getting chances.
Just quickly, it's Laporte just came back.
Yeah.
Stones and Diaz.
Stones
being out is huge.
Yeah.
Stones' impact.
He was one of the best defenders for the first part of this year.
Yeah.
This season.
So it's not just De Bruyne. It's not just Foden. It's not. It's not just Silva. The problem starts from the back. I think they need more solid. They need the defense to be more solid, so they can keep the ball, pass it around more. Cancelo's not been able to get back into the team somehow. Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with him. Walker's okay, but just a bit up and down. I don't know, man. It's just something's wrong. Yeah. I think the defense is weak, and it's giving them less possession so that De Bruyne can't.
De Bruyne can't do anything. Cancelo can't do anything. A lot of their attacking threat came through Cancelo, and he's dropped off a bit too.
Even when Kevin De Bruyne was firing on all cylinders, when you watch him, he actually would miss a lot of stuff, but it was because he was putting in so many different balls. Finally, something would land. He'd be trying stuff left, right, and center. Now he's getting less opportunity to put crosses in, to put balls in. Yeah. It's not.
They're like the City midfield has always relied on
95% possession.
Them moving up and down as a unit. Always, man. Like you'll never find them too far away from each other. Look, the whole Rodri may hang back a bit, but you'll never find those midfielders too far away from each other unless they're spread out. Unless there's some sort of strategy in place, but generally speaking, that City midfield, that's what happens.
Yeah.
They they want to keep defenders once they approach that 18-yard box to shit themselves. You know what I mean? Which way they're gonna go? They don't know what's going on. They got Cancelo's overlapping run, and then They've got potentially Rodrigo coming up. You know what I mean? So coming through or just placing it off to him and him just rocketing one in. You know, so. It's just I think they're just a victim of legs at the moment. Morale, it just hasn't come at a good time.
It's crazy to say this, but Haaland has made City worse. Right? And it becomes down to a simple fact. It's not his fault. He's actually the best in the world at what he does. It's not his fault. It's the tactics, and they haven't adapted to playing with a proper number 9 because they haven't done that for years. Pep perfected and dominated the league without a number 9, so they found another way to play. They had De Bruyne playing false 9 as a striker. They had Ferran Torres playing up there. They haven't played with a proper number 9 since Aguero, and even Aguero, it was a different type of forward to Haaland. Right? Yeah. So they haven't played with a proper target man like this since maybe even Dzeko.
Yeah, man.
So,
for sure.
So maybe they'll come good, but so far this season they're struggling to adapt to that way of playing with an actual number 9. Because
do you think City need to bring anyone in?
I think Kane would have done better, like we just said. Bring anyone in?
Let's not look. They're not going to bring in a striker. They're not going to bring in any forwards. Let's think about a midfielder potentially. Someone in the back line. I mean.
Well, they might need a defender, but only because of the injuries. I think if their injuries, if Diaz and Stones, especially Stones, if Stones was fit, they'd be playing a lot better. I don't know.
No. I know they would be. I'm telling you. That's why I'm waiting for this guy to come back because they're going to go on another role. I'm telling you.
And then I think it's just a matter of people underperforming. You know, you got Cancelo's underperforming, De Bruyne underperforming, Foden underperforming.
They've had glimpses, but no, they haven't been as consistent as they once were. No, that's for certain.
No.
But look, it's been a couple of games. They lost to Southampton. They lost to us. We got them. I said last week in terms of the build up to the game, before the game started, I said the build up, City look worse, we'd look better. We've been scoring 3 goals last 3 games. That's what I said. That's why I assumed 3-1. Fortunately, it was only 2-1. Could have been 3. But I could see City's weakness before they played us. You could see that they were just lacking, and spiritually, and it's crazy how just what gut can tell you about a team's performance, and how it can guide you to thinking, these guys aren't going to show up today. I honestly thought Tottenham would do something against Arsenal, but anyway.
I thought that too, but we'll talk about that in the next
preview episode. Anyway, so is there any other talking points in regards to Premier League? I think we'll run through any transfers at the moment, and we'll just go through quickly. Because I know that there have been a couple, but not many. At all, really. Yeah. There's not much.
Wolves.
Jesus.
Wolves made a couple signings. I think that they got that Lamina.
Yeah, Lamina. We got.
I swear there was someone else.
There's Cunha as well.
Yeah, that's it.
But that was done 6 days ago.
Wolves might be turning their season around, I think.
I'm telling you now. I remember. Yeah, when we were mentioning. Well, what we were talking about. Yeah, I think under Lepi. Fuck, I forgot his name.
Lopetegui.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Seasoned coach, but look, he was Spanish coach, got sacked. Right, was appointed Real coach. Then went to Sevilla, I believe, and no, that was Sevilla, I believe. And then now is at Wolverhampton. And mate, if you're bringing the likes of your Cunhas, and Lamina seems all right. I think he'll do well with who he has. Podence looks really good.
Yeah, when you look at their players, you're like they should be doing a lot better than they're doing, and I think they will find their form. The Podence, Neto, Jimenez, Buddy Neves.
Neves looks. I think they look a lot more confident. They don't score a lot of goals, but hopefully, yeah, they've realised that with these acquisitions that they need to start scoring more goals, and start being a bit more just different going forward, because I don't know, I think Wolves are very one-dimensional going up front.
A rumour I saw, on another note, so Wolves obviously beat West Ham.
Yeah.
Rumour about West Ham, Harry Maguire.
Yeah, well, if they can fit in a Dawson in there, Maguire would, I think that's a great fit.
Maguire at West Ham?
It's a great fit. 100%.
It's not bad.
Dawson looked great last season playing back there. I'm telling you now, that would be a decent fit. I think Maguire needs to get into a team that plays like that. I think Moyes, how Moyes is, he'd be really good. He'd be really good there. But I think Dawson only got the how do I put it? The plaudits because of Rice's work as well. So I think Rice definitely helped that back line out. So
they've got Kurt Zouma there as well.
Yeah, is Ogbonna still there?
I think so.
I don't even know.
It's I don't know. That whole team's a bit.
So Zouma and Maguire. Can Zouma track back, help him out? Let's see.
I think Zouma was always good at Chelsea when he was playing next to a really good centre back. Like when he played next to Terry, Zouma would look elite. Elite.
You're right.
But then he'd play next to under Lampard, he'd play next to Christensen or Tomori or Rudiger, and Rudiger came very good afterwards. But when it was them lot there, Zouma was a bit hit or miss. It was good one game, average the next game.
Yeah.
It was a bit, But before he did his, I want to say he broke his leg or he did his ACL or something against Arsenal. It was
a bad one,
I remember this. He scored against Arsenal and then did his leg or something, and then he ended up coming back from injury, going on loan to Stoke, to Everton, to, I want to say, I'm pretty sure it was just those two, then ended up getting a move to West Ham.
Yeah.
He was on his big upward trajectory. He was third choice behind Terry and Cahill, and he was actually starting to come through and become a starter before that.
Yeah.
Sad. But
so let's.
The only other big signing I can see happening between now and the end of the transfer window is Chelsea again picking up Caicedo.
Where's Caicedo from?
From Brighton.
Yeah, so I mean, like in terms of positioning wise,
midfield.
And do you feel
we need a midfielder? We tried to get Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah.
Didn't work. I think Caicedo is actually a very, very good player. He's got energy in the midfield. He's going to run around a lot. You know, it's stuff that Jorginho doesn't have. You know,
absolutely.
It's crazy. Brighton's crazy, by the way. Brighton's ridiculous.
Fuck, I thought you pronounced his name differently. My bad. Anyway, I'm not going to say how I thought. I'm a little dyslexic. Anyway, he will 110% give you what you need.
Yeah.
He's not the biggest player though.
No, but he's a workhorse. He's sort of like he'll feel like a. No one's as good as Kante, by the way. On Kante's day, he's the best midfielder in the world, easy. But he's that sort of player. He's going to fill that He's going to fill that sort of role.
That's exactly what you need to. But he's doing
that sort of
Brighton, so
he's going to cost 60 to 70 mil easy.
Out of you guys, he'll probably try.
No, it's all right. It's all right. He'll get a 10-year contract. Amortization.
Exactly. You had to promise him another 60 mil if it meant. Yeah.
20 mil, 60 mil add-ons.
That's probably what it's going to end up being like, bro.
I don't know,
For sure.
Well, we tried for Fernandez. That didn't come through.
Enzo.
We need a midfielder.
I want Enzo. If we get him, oh my god, I'll lose my mind. I'll lose my mind.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all, to be honest.
Yeah, let's wrap it up there.
Well,
thanks for tuning in again, guys.
We'll see you soon with the reviews and previews for the Premier League games. But until then, catch you next time.
See you soon, guys.